Hi, I'm Saki Kawamura. I'm a director of the show called Astronauts Wanted, which is running at the Tank Theater from April 4th until April 27th. So the Tank is very famous off-Broadway theater, which has a lot of experimental theater, dance theater, physical theater. They do a lot of stuff. Off-Broadway or Broadway theaters are a little bit more towards the commercial production. Tank really supports the young artist who has a new works and then really let the young people to have an opportunity to have its run in the theater. This building has a lot of theater for sure, and then a lot of rehearsal spaces. I see a lot of young people coming in here and then do the rehearsal or do the readings. So yeah, it's definitely a place for a lot of opportunities. I actually have directed in the Chain Theater, the 3rd floor, but this is my first time to do a show at the Tank.
It was really cool to see something that wasn't set like, fully on Earth.
Having more of a multimedia kind of piece of theater is really cool.
Everything going on right now, especially in our news, with everything in SpaceX, kind of interesting and very of the time despite being written a few years ago.
Reading that initial script, the story really hit me, specifically the Mars One project that this play is based off of, looking into that and researching people who are trying to get humans to Mars. At the core, it's humanity and love and relationships, which really struck me when I first read it.
Projections 48 and light 65.
So as the production stage manager, in all of the rehearsals, and I'm taking blocking notes, also with our assistant director Rabia, she and I both take blocking notes. Now that we're in our tech process, it's our first day, we'll be working with our designers and Saki to put all of the cues in the right place. And so like when an actor maybe walks to the left, I'll call a cue to have the lights follow them over there, or to change the projection or have a sound effect.
So I'm the assistant director for Astronauts Wanted. I am on Saki's right hand, just helping wherever she needs help. I look at the script, I work with the actors in terms of like blocking, managing that, helping out in the room, and assisting with tech. So it's really like wherever they need hands, I'm there ready to fill in. But also when Saki is unable to attend to certain, rehearsals or aspects of the project, I take charge of that too.
When I was talking with Saki, the idea of the project grew in a very visual sense, discussing a way to make this environment that is very small feel bigger. I came up with the idea of a window, which was like creating a frame for the projections to have something a little bit different to project on. So rather than just projecting onto a wall, I figured it would be interesting to project into a circular round window that is usually the shape we associate with spaceships. Through the idea of texture, we came to the conclusion that we wanted the window to become interactive. So actors can take things from the window, put it back, and it's all Velcro, which is something that they use a lot in space and NASA spaceships. And so it kind of grew from there.
So I'm the costume designer. I worked with Saki and Eloise, creating the characters and what we thought they would look like. For the suits themselves, I really wanted to focus on specifics. So I was looking at the SpaceX suits and seeing how we could transform just normal boiler suits for low budget, and adding some of the details like the cross pockets and a shawl collar and some patches with a custom name tag to introduce some customization of them, yeah.
Every production is a passion project for me, but this one is specifically very special for me because I'm collaborating with my favorite collaborator, Eloise Wilson, who is a writer and then also producing this show and then acting in this show too. So she wears a lot of hats. She was applying for a lot of places with this show, and then the Tank picked it up, and then I was offered to direct the show. Some of the actors or some of the crew I work for the first time, but we trust each other for sure. Chase, who is a projection designer, we know each other from the grad school. He brings a lot of great stuff on the table. I also have Bentley for the lighting design. He's also fantastic, works very fast, and I share the same aesthetic, which I really appreciate. Gina, who is a costume designer, we worked together for one of the high school productions. I just fell in love with her aesthetic, so I convinced Eloise to hire her because I was very, very sure that she can bring something on the table. She did a very good job. I love the designer so much. Lana, who is a scenic designer, did a great job of finding the normal object and then put it in the wall so that it will look like it's a realistic, even in a space.
exactly recreational. Seen them do it.
Okay.
Cabbage is pointing his head, see? I did this project in 2017 with another director and another script at a different venue. And I wanted to remount this production, and Saki was the best fit for the new script for the project. My character is one of the astronauts. What is interesting about all the characters, and specifically my character, is that we understand what is the core needs for this mission. And for me, she had a very difficult childhood with a dad who left the family. So she has this deep need to be loved and to do something special for herself.
I mean, that's weird, isn't it? It tastes like summer. With it, it's like a real food.
My character's name is Sol. He's a person that struggles with things that happen in life, with his past. He's very relatable. I just find that he's just learning. Life is always many things that will go wrong, and then they will go better, and then it's never going to be happiness, steady for the rest of eternity. It's always ups and downs.
It's beautiful, so.
Anyway, it's bill time.
I'm not attracted to anyone on the mission. I haven't even thought about that.
Does not matter how many journey, the first or the sixth journey in space.
This character, I really connected. She is someone who sort of has been kind of grieving for a long time and works really hard to sort of keep herself together. In fact, she's become an expert at it. She's a scientist. She's the mission commander because she's the very best, and that's something I'm drawn to is a person who puts so much effort into getting things right, because that's sort of a way to try and not be hurt anymore by life.
They became celebrities. About 10 random people with really high income, no experience whatsoever. A minimum of 850 hours in a high-performance jet aircraft.
I'm an actor. I'm also co-producing with Eloise, who wrote the script for the show. And also I wrote some of the music, or at least added Eloise's lyrics that she wrote. She wrote poems for the story. I took those poems and made a melody for them, which would be the first song that you hear in the show. Saki picked out this beautiful drone that embodies the sound of the infinite in space, and then I, on top of that, layered a melody using Eloise's lyrics. Space is such an interesting concept. Surprisingly well, even though in space there's no sound, right? But there is, what is the sound of the infinite? When you get to, especially Mars, what would that feel like and sound like? And music is all tied to emotions and relationships, right? So it's really amazing that Eloise has asked me to turn her poems and her poetry into music by breathing life into them and adding a melody. All of the songs are connected to the characters, whether they're relationships with their parents or with each other. It's all about, what are they feeling in the moment and how it's affecting them, this journey to space.
Some of the designers visited the place, and Marcela, you know the place so well, but they all said it's really tiny.
Yeah. There was a challenge of blocking, and the stage, it is a very compact space, but with 3 exits. So we had to figure out, okay, how do we choreograph this in a way that has flow to it, but also creates a great united story.
Because of the nature of the tank, and it's a very long run, and obviously, we need to sell tickets. I think the difficulty is technical, because it's a multimedia piece with a lot of projections and a lot of technical elements.
Because this is a very tech-heavy show, so there was, accounting for sound cues and lighting and projections and stuff like that. So not having that in the rehearsal space was something that we had to overcome.
Let's just listen to the music, yeah? They're just trying to distract us. Yeah.
Since it's a new work, there's been a lot of changes, so that means adjusting stuff as it comes up, generally pretty quick.
As actors, we've had to play with the theater of the mind up till this point, because Saki will say, okay, there's going to be a tarp, or there's going to be this thing you're going to use, and we have to imagine it.
We
doing the tarp choreography so that she can cover the tarp.
Okay.
It's gonna be like this, right?
But now, starting today, we're going to actually have those props, so that'll be challenging for us to physically have the props in the space and try to coincide that with our movements and with our intentions that we've been working with, just with our imaginations up till this point.
It's like dragging.
You're dragging,
Okay.
exactly. So that it's gonna be like a swirl of,
Okay.
oh, we're doing something artsy.
I want people to have the sensation that they traveled.
Relying on each other, really just making the best of what she can.
Reaching out and holding on to that childhood like wonder is what I really hope audiences take away from this.
Part of this story is humanity and relationships and how we are supporting each other and what is the purpose of life.
It's an interesting message overall about space exploration.
I hope that the audience can take away a sense of an emotional journey. Yes, the astronauts are going into space, but the play is truly about where we go when we think about the unknown and the mysteries of the world.
As a director, I always try to plant a seed in the audience. It means a seed to challenge themselves or change their perspective or learn about something new or learn about the outside of the world. Obviously, this is loosely based on the Mars One project, which was a crazy project that didn't succeed. I really wanted to focus on the human side of astronauts. So I would love the audience to bring their loved ones, see it together, feel what they feel. I think it's very open interpretation, but I just hope that they can feel that they want to care for somebody who they love.